Hey everyone, I'm Dee.
And I'm FoxTime.
And we're here talking Doctor Strange.
Yay!
Hey everyone, well we just saw Doctor Strange and, well, what did you think, FoxTime?
Yeah!
All right, yes. A fun movie, really a great time. From a story standpoint, Doctor Strange is really kind of very straightforward. We're dealing with a talented man finds his calling. An arrogant man finds some humility. We get some standard story development that goes on here. Nothing real special in that sense. What we're really looking at here, what is really sets this film apart, is the visual effects. We are getting magic into the MCU, and it is visually glorious. This really is just the whole backbone of this film really is the visual effects, seeing dimensions, seeing how magic is integrated into the MCU, which has all been very science-based up into this point. And from that standpoint, it is a trip from beginning to end, really calling out a lot of the early formation of the Doctor Strange comics coming out of the 60s with all the trippy visuals. They really put this in there. It's like you took Inception and moved it up like 5 levels with this film. Really astounding.
You have to watch it in 3D or it might not look as cool.
Yeah, we did see the 3D showing. Normally that's something I'm kind of hesitant about, especially with motion and movement. 3D doesn't always work well. With the visuals here, yeah, it really did. When you are traveling through dimensional gates and doing all of that movement, it really brings the film to a total next level.
It also messes with your brain a lot.
Felt your brain a little bendy afterwards?
Oh, jeez.
Uh-huh.
Oh, jeez.
You felt like you went through some dimensional journeys there, did you?
Yeah, but the first part when he had the magic thing, oh, jeez, my head hurt.
Yeah, it did take a little bit getting used to it because the visuals are so different. Also, I have to say, it did take me just a little bit, not too long, but a little bit to get used to Benedict Cumberbatch with an American accent. So used to him with his natural British accent. But he does carry it. It's consistent throughout the film. We don't have any hiccups halfway through. He is a professional. In fact, all of the acting that's brought into this is really amazing. Tilda Swinton was great as the Ancient One. And then we get, we do have some basic story. We do get a nice arc for Baron Mordo through this, who is an ally in the beginning, and by the end he kind of breaks, and it makes sense for the logic of his character why at the end he decides to leave Doctor Strange. We can see him moving more into his antagonistic relationship, which is much more of a classic Doctor Strange bit. We also got to see Dormammu entry into and the dark dimension. That was very cool. Again, different from the comics. The comics, he is a guy with a big flaming head. In this one, he's much more. They're not doing the big mystery cloud Galactus thing that has happened, has made mistakes before. Not in the MCU, but in other films. But this is definitely a different dimensional creature. Big head, staring down, lots of fold, again, visual effects in this are top notch and really an integral part of telling this story. So what were some of your favorite parts in this?
Probably the last part with, what's his face? I forget, but he had the Lotus screen thing, and then he went back in time each time, and it was funny seeing the guy say it again, and then he got really angry, and then my favorite part of that was the 3-part. I forgot his name, so it's really hard to explain. Dormammu.
Dormammu. Okay.
Was it that scene when he was like, Dormammu, and then they all die in the same order? That was probably my favorite part. A
lot of humor in the film. Doctor Strange, not particularly known for his humor, but there is nice, and it's not overly done, overly comical. It's much more kind of a straight man comedy of, a stranger in a strange world and his interactions with dealing that. Benedict Wong, also excellent as Wong. Chipotle, again, Baron Mordo, everybody, I mean, the whole cast. That's the one thing that you do get with this, with all of your Marvel projects, are incredible acting and a great cast that are having a blast being there, and that really points off. Everybody seems to be having a good time. Oh, and the last other little bit thing is it's not really a criticism, but with the Eye of Agamotto having the Time Stone in it, they're saying it's an Infinity Stone in there. It does make sense. It kind of brings everything together. I am a little against the Infinity Stones being in some of these very distinct magical components. I mean, the Eye of Agamotto is part of Doctor Strange and his character. And so now endangering that because Thanos will want to take it and break it apart, I got a problem. It's the same thing with Vision having the Mind Stone in his forehead, which is not, again, typically comics canon. It works for the MCU, but that's my only thing of like, oh, yes, of course, this is where the Time Stone is. It's just, once we get into Thanos, we see some of these things breaking apart or damage to it. It affects the characters that they are connected with, which is, in some ways kind of a bummer. But that's a small critical point. Overall, like I said, it's a great film. It's a visual feast, very standard in its storytelling. The visuals are really what it's all about. And again, introducing us into magic, into the MCU and dimensional travel. And you get that little glimpse from the end of Ant-Man. It's like, that's the little glimpse into what the whole rest of this is. So, I guess that's it. Do you have anything else that you want to add?
Ooh, the crunchy of the hand in the car crash. Ooh.
Oh, yeah. The hand crunch and the damage to the hand, because of course, again...
How did they get the metal rods in there without actually having them in there?
That's what all the scars on his hands, they had to cut open his hand, peel open the skin, put the rods in there, and then see how some of it's drilled through.
No, but like for the actor, he doesn't actually have that happen.
Oh no, it's makeup. It's just makeup, okay. And they're sitting on top there and everything. Yeah, they don't. Oh. That would be dedication to the craft.
Crunchy.
Yeah, crunchy. That opening car crash was okay. If there is a lesson here, do not text and drive. Do not be distracted driving. Keep your eyes on the road.
You will understand why.
You will understand why.
Crunchy hands, crunch. Ugh.
Anyway, so highly recommend it. Obviously, if you are a Marvel fan, if you're invested in the MCU, you are going to be seeing this anyway. I do recommend seeing it in 3D. It really gives a whole new dimension to the effects. No pun intended. Well, kind of intended. And this really does open things up to where we're going to be moving forward in the rest of Stage 3 and the bits that we're getting. Nice end credit sequences. Really just fun stuff. As always, stick through the rest of the credits. And that's it. I think we're just going to give this a big giant thumbs up here.
Yeah.
Go check it out. Go see it. Have fun. Bring your family. They're going to enjoy it. Couple of little curse words, but mostly, yeah, good for kids. And that's it. Yeah. Anything to add?
Crunchy crunch. Don't text and drive. Crunchy crunch.
Don't text and drive. All right. So I'm D.
Now I'm FoxTime.
And we will see you next time.
Bye.
Take it easy. Bye-bye.